I went out last night with the guys and the girl. I'm not gonna call no names, and we had a good time.
Oh my gosh.
And now I'm drinking my electrolyte water. Today's gonna be a good day because we're gonna be talking about dating in other cultures. And oh, I should probably give a little background. So Amaranth and I know each other from way back, and she used to live in Japan. She also had a podcast while she was in Japan. And today we're pretty much going to explore topics around this subject. So we're probably going to talk about some dating, talk about podcasting, and talk about dating in other cultures, especially since Wanted and I are from the Caribbean and we have different experiences back home versus living in the United States.
So Amaranth, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about your podcast and a little bit about your experiences in Japan?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Illinois. Not that that really matters because the internet is an international place. But so American Midwestern background. But my family is also from Sierra Leone, so kind of got a multicultural upbringing. Uh, yeah, I have lived in several different places, I guess, and traveled all over the world. And yeah, I ended up spending 2 years in Japan as an English teacher and learned a lot of things, saw a lot of things. So, yeah.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
So what was your
Can you?
podcast? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, you go ahead. You started.
I was actually going to ask if you speak several languages or do you just speak like bits and pieces here and there, or are you fluent in any?
I wouldn't call myself fluent in any language, really. Barely even English, because there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have studied French, German, Japanese, and Korean. Um, and I am conversational, at least in Japanese and Korean. And I can still understand German. I'm pretty bad at speaking it though. And French I can't really speak at all, but I can, if given a lot of time, I can kind of remember stuff.
Mhm.
And then I guess I kind of understand a lot of English-based Creoles.
Mm,
So
Nice.
good stuff.
So
So
you're
what's
asking her about her podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about your podcast. Tell us what it was, how long did it run for, and what things you talked about.
yeah. Well, my podcast was called Coquettish, I believe. And so it was basically just about Black sexuality and dating in Japan. And then when I got back to the States, just kind of even opened it broader
Mhm.
to just being Black and what that means and the Pan African heritage and things like that. But it actually kind of ran for a pretty short time. I want to say it was mostly about maybe 6 months in earnest.
Mhm.
um, it just was very time consuming and a little bit difficult to get people to interview.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and in the end, I didn't have anybody to help with production or editing and things like that. So it was all left on me. And once I started working back in the States, it just
Mhm.
was too time consuming.
Gotcha.
Mm,
Yeah.
I understand that.
yeah. We have a producer. He does literally everything. and it's not me.
Yeah, well, it's not that bad so far. It's just editing is probably the most time consuming thing to do because I have to do video and audio. So I understand you have to listen to your podcast all over again to either find like the juicy moments or to like take out things that you probably don't want out there.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Yeah. So by the way, anybody in the audience, he literally just said sometimes we cut stuff out because oftentimes I say it's usually me. I say something that shouldn't be said, and then we have to cut it out. So if you want to catch all the juicy stuff, you have to watch us live
Oh my
on
gosh.
YouTube.
It's not normally that much, probably like a second here or 2 seconds there. But as a preface, though, today's episode might be a little bit graphic coming down to the end, just to pre-warn anybody that's listening.
Okay.
I mean, not graphic, but we had the topics coming up that are, sensitive topics.
True.
Not necessarily for young ears.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not.
I have a question to do like a little backstory. Did you go to Japan on your own, or did you go with like a group?
So I went under the JET program, but so like they have a pretty good system. Like if you are able to participate, like they kind of they started doing, like, at least where I was, they started doing a series leading up to going to Japan where you got to meet people, you got to meet alum, and basically the people that you were going to go with, and they would try to consistently pair you up with people that you would be going to the same prefecture with. So in essence, yes, I went alone, but I also did go with a bit of a community.
Okay. And you were the only African American female over there?
No, actually, in my town, there were 3 of us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we may have been the only 3 Black women in the prefecture, under our under JET. But I met a couple of African women. I met a couple Jamaican women as well, who were just, there.
Okay.
Either they'd been there as like on JET or on something similar beforehand, and then they happened to stay, or they were there with like husbands who were studying at the university or something like that. So,
All right.
Yeah.